Let me ask you something important. Are you truly living the life you want? Are you walking in the reality of your dreams, or are you standing on the sidelines, waiting for life to change on its own? Here's the truth. Life does not reward hesitation, passivity, or waiting for the perfect moment. Life rewards the bold. If you want transformation, if you want to rise to the next level, it begins with one thing: a decision. A decision to act with boldness. And understand this: you don't need to have every answer, you don't need to see the entire path. What matters is the courage to take that very first step, because nothing in life moves in your favor until you choose to move. Boldness is the dividing line between dreamers and doers. Success is nothing more than simple disciplines repeated daily. It's not about dramatic overnight changes, it's about that first brave step, no matter how small, and the determination to follow through. But let me be real with you. Boldness is not comfortable. It's not neatly packaged or easy. Boldness often feels uncomfortable because it demands stepping into the unknown, facing risks with uncertain outcomes, and tackling challenges head-on. It means moving forward even when others say it's too risky, too hard, or too much. Yet boldness is the master key to unlocking your potential, and life will reward you for it. Rewards don't come instantly, they build over time. In the beginning, boldness might feel like walking through fog, unable to see what's ahead. But keep moving, and the fog clears. Step after step, the path reveals itself. One day, you'll look back and be amazed at how far you've come. That is the true power of boldness. Success is not random, it's not luck, and it's not magic. It's discipline, commitment, and hard work. You don't need to wait for some extraordinary event. The moment you decide to move boldly with focus and discipline, life begins to align itself with your actions. Think about every successful person you admire. They didn't achieve greatness by playing it safe. They had the courage to refuse the easy path, to take risks others avoided, and to push forward even when failure seemed certain. Their talent wasn't enough. It was their willingness to act that set them apart. The greatest gift you can give yourself is action. The world doesn't reward hesitation, it rewards action. And not just any action, but bold action. The kind of action that steps beyond comfort, embraces risk, and challenges limitations. The bold are the ones who move forward even when the destination isn't clear. They are the ones who welcome the journey, understanding that every step, no matter how small, brings them closer to their goals. Maybe you're asking yourself, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if things fall apart? Let me tell you this: failure is not the enemy. It's part of the process. Failure teaches, shapes, and strengthens. It's not the end, it's a lesson. Never let the fear of losing be greater than the thrill of winning. If you want success, you must be willing to fail. Fear is nothing but a feeling, and feelings only control us if we let them. Boldness is the ability to act despite fear, to move forward even when uncertainty clouds the future. The road to success is never a straight line. It's filled with obstacles, setbacks, but here's the secret: the bold keep moving. They learn, they adapt, they rise again. With every step, they move closer to victory. So I'll ask you again, are you ready to be bold? Because the moment you stop taking risks, your dreams stop growing. Boldness is the engine of progress. And when you act with courage, when you push past fear, when you choose to move no matter what stands before you, that is when life begins to reward you. But remember this: it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen just because you wish for it. It happens because you decide to act, because you choose boldness even when the path is uncertain. Are you ready? Ready to take that first step? Ready to commit to boldness? Because once you do, life will open doors you never imagined. But it all begins with a choice: the choice to act, to be bold, and to move forward no matter what. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and boldness is that step. Boldness is not just a mindset, it requires action. You can dream, you can plan, you can imagine, but unless you move, nothing changes. Boldness is stepping into the unknown, taking the first action, no matter how small. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal, but none of it happens without that first move. Don't get lost in endless planning and waiting. Start, act, move. Boldness means walking forward without all the answers, choosing action even when the future looks uncertain. It's trusting that the road will reveal itself as you go. I know how tempting it is to wait for the perfect time, to say, I'll start tomorrow. I'm not ready yet. I need more information. But the truth is, the perfect time doesn't exist. The time to act is now. The greatest barrier to success isn't lack of knowledge or resources. It's the fear of taking that first step. Fear holds people back. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of leaving the comfort zone. But boldness is moving in spite of fear. It's silencing the voice that says, wait, and choosing to act anyway. You don't need to be great to start, but you must start to become great. Every story of success begins with one decision, the decision to act. None of the people you admire waited until they had it all figured out. They stepped forward, boldly, imperfectly, sometimes clumsily, but they acted, and that's why they succeeded. Yes, the first step feels heavy. Yes, it feels overwhelming, but it's also the most important, because once you take it, momentum begins, and momentum is unstoppable. The secret is simple. Focus not on your fears, but on your desires, your dreams, your goals. Boldness shifts your perspective. It pulls your mind away from what could go wrong and anchors it in what could go right. Fear will always exist. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of not being enough. But fear is not fact. It's just a feeling. And feelings don't define you. Boldness is the choice to act in spite of them. Every successful person you know has felt fear, but they didn't let it stop them. They acted, and that's what made the difference. Boldness looks like daily action. It's getting up and doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. It's making the call, starting the project, sending the message, taking the risk. It's staying in the fight when things get tough, knowing the struggle is part of the process. Don't wish for easier circumstances, wish to become stronger. Boldness is what separates planning from execution. It's what transforms a dream into reality. Each bold step changes you. It builds character, strengthens resilience, and teaches lessons you can't learn any other way. With every action, you grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. And remember, the first step is always the most important. Not a giant leap, not perfection. Just a step. That's how you move from where you are to where you want to be, because when you step forward, you gain momentum. And with momentum, anything is possible. Fear will always whisper, but boldness answers louder. Fear does not come from the outside world. Fear is born in the mind. It's a feeling, a thought, often fueled by imagination, by imagining the worst possible outcome and then letting that thought paralyze us. But here's the truth. Fear itself is not the enemy. It is how we respond to fear that determines whether we rise or fall. When you recognize that fear is only a thought, only a feeling, it loses its power. It becomes easier to push through it. Let me be direct with you. If you allow fear to control you, you will never achieve anything truly meaningful. The bold are not fearless. They simply refuse to let fear dictate their actions. They face it, acknowledge it, and move forward anyway. Success is not something you chase. Success is something you attract through the person you become. And when you confront your fears, you become stronger, more resilient, and more capable. By taking bold action in the face of fear, you grow, not only in strength but in perspective. Challenges stop looking like obstacles and begin to look like opportunities. Opportunities to learn, to improve, to stretch further than you ever thought possible. Let's be honest, there is no perfect road to success. There is no flawless straight path where everything goes according to plan. Success is messy, it is uncertain. It is filled with mistakes, detours, and yes, fear. That's why boldness matters so much. Boldness means moving forward despite uncertainty. It means taking action even when failure is possible, even when you don't know what comes next. Don't let the fear of losing outweigh the thrill of winning. Too often, people never even take the first step because they're terrified of failure. But here's the reality. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. Failure is one of life's greatest teachers. Every fall is a lesson. Every setback brings knowledge. And each failure moves you closer to your goal, because now you have insight you didn't have before. If you let fear paralyze you, you'll never receive those lessons, and you'll never experience the victories on the other side. The truth is simple. The more you try, the more you learn. The more you act, the more you succeed. Boldness in the face of fear is about training your mind to shift focus, away from what you fear and onto what you want. It's about seeing every obstacle as a stepping stone, every mistake as a teacher, and every challenge as a chance to grow. With each bold action, fear loses its grip. Confidence builds, momentum grows, and momentum is powerful. It's the invisible force that carries you through rough times and keeps you moving forward. You might think, but I'm not fearless. I feel afraid all the time. That's okay. Fear doesn't disqualify you. What matters is how you respond to it. If you act despite fear, you create momentum, and momentum is the fuel that propels you towards success. So how do you face fear? You act in spite of it. You remind yourself that fear is just a feeling, not a fact. You accept that failure is not the end, but a vital part of the journey. You remember that the greatest rewards go to those who move forward even when fear is loudest. Life isn't happening to you, it's responding to you. And life responds to boldness. The moment you decide that fear will not control you, the moment you move forward regardless of the uncertainty, life begins to shift. Opportunities appear. The right people cross your path. Circumstances start aligning, but it all begins with one decision, the decision to act boldly. So what decision will you make today? Will you let fear rule you, or will you rise and act despite it? The choice is always yours. But remember, life rewards the bold. You don't need to be great to start, but you must start to become great. One of the most powerful acts of boldness is making decisions. Every decision, big or small, shapes the course of your life. And the truth is simple. Life rewards those who decide and follow through. The more decisions you make, the more progress you create. The more you hesitate, the more opportunities you lose. Too many people waste years trapped in hesitation, paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong choice. They tell themselves, what if I choose wrong? What if I make a mistake? But let me be clear, hesitation is the enemy of progress. Indecision is the thief of opportunity. Boldness in decision-making doesn't mean choosing perfectly. It means choosing confidently, acting and adjusting along the way. You don't need all the answers before you move. You just need to know the next step and trust yourself to figure out the rest. Every decision you make is a step forward. And in those steps, you learn, you adapt, you gain strength. The bold understand this. Progress is built on imperfect decisions, not on waiting for perfect ones. While some sit and wait for the right time, bold people are already moving. They're already shaping their futures with the decisions they make today. And the world does not wait for anyone to feel ready. So how do you become bold in decision-making? You start by trusting yourself. You believe in your ability to decide and to learn along the way. Decisions don't have to be flawless. Sometimes the act of deciding is what teaches you the most. Every bold decision adds to your growth, builds resilience, and strengthens your ability to handle whatever life brings. Each choice makes you smarter, more confident, and more capable of making the next one. Decision-making is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Remember this, success is not pursued. It is attracted by the person you become. And bold decisions transform you into the kind of person success is drawn to. You cannot attract success by sitting on the sidelines, paralyzed by fear. You attract success by making choices that move you forward, even when the outcome is uncertain. The greatest victories in life have not come from perfect decisions. They have come from consistent, bold decisions. Decide, move, adjust if necessary. But never hesitate so long that life passes you by. Decide what you want, write it down. Make a plan. Work toward it daily. Adjust along the way. That is bold decision-making. Clarity, commitment, and consistent action. You don't need to have every step figured out. You just need to know where you're going and take the first step. Trust yourself. Trust your vision. Trust your ability to adapt and overcome obstacles. Decide today that you will live the life you deserve. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop second-guessing. Make the decision now and commit to it fully. Because once you decide, your life starts moving. Doors open. People appear. Opportunities align. Life rewards bold decision-makers. Every choice shapes your future. Boldness is not just about one daring moment. It's about the lasting impact of your choices. Every bold decision sends ripples through your future, creating a life far greater than the one you would have had without them. Your life is shaped by moments, by decisions both big and small. And when you choose boldly, consistently, you create momentum that carries you to places you never dreamed possible. What you do today matters more than you think. Every action you take, every choice you make, sets the course for your tomorrow. Your legacy will not be written in words alone, but in the actions you dared to take. It will be defined by the moments where you could have chosen comfort, but instead you chose courage. And one day, when people look back at your life, they will not remember the times you played it safe. They will remember the times you stepped out, the times you risked, the times you lived boldly when others held back. Legacy is not about what you leave behind in material things. Legacy is about the imprint of your character, your courage, your choices. It's about the lives you touched, the people you inspired, the example you set. And let me tell you this, nothing leaves a stronger legacy than boldness. Because boldness doesn't just elevate you, it elevates everyone around you. It lifts the standard, it sets the tone, it awakens others to what's possible. Every bold action you take becomes permission for someone else to believe, to try, to take their own step into the unknown. Think about it. When you are bold, you give others a gift. You show them that fear is not the end. You show them that failure is not final. You show them that possibility is real and that dreams are worth fighting for. That's the legacy of boldness. It multiplies beyond you. And here's the secret. The world doesn't remember those who lived quietly within their fears. The world remembers those who lived fully, who dared greatly, who burned so brightly with conviction that their light could not be ignored. That light is boldness. But here's the question you must answer. Will you dim your light because of fear, or will you let boldness set your soul on fire? Boldness is not reckless. Boldness is purposeful. It's the decision to step forward with intention, knowing that every step matters. It's about deciding that your dreams are worth the risk, your vision is worth the struggle, and your purpose is worth the fight. Boldness doesn't mean you won't stumble. It means you will rise every time you fall. Boldness doesn't mean you won't feel afraid. It means you will move forward anyway, because your mission is greater than your fear. And here's the truth that will transform your life. When you live boldly, doors open that would have remained forever closed. People show up that you never would have met. Opportunities reveal themselves that were invisible when you were hiding in hesitation. Boldness unlocks life's hidden treasures. Every day you are given a choice, to live small or to live bold, to shrink back or to rise up, to let fear write your story, or to write your story with courage and conviction. And understand this, boldness is a habit. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. The first time it will feel impossible, the second time it will feel hard, the third time it will feel challenging. But the 10th time, the 100th time, boldness will become who you are. It will no longer be something you do, it will be the essence of your being. That's the true gift of boldness, transformation. You don't just achieve more, you become more. You become the person who is capable of carrying greater responsibility, greater vision, greater impact. And that transformation, my friend, is how legacies are built. So I leave you with this. Life is short, but boldness makes it eternal. Because when you live boldly, your actions echo beyond your years. Your story doesn't end when you do. It continues through the lives you've touched, the people you've inspired, the courage you've ignited. This is your moment. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Today. Choose boldness. Live boldly. And let your life become the proof that fear is powerless, that courage is stronger, and that one person with boldness can change everything. Because in the end, life rewards the bold. Boldness, my friend, is not a moment. It is a way of life. It is the foundation upon which extraordinary destinies are built. And when you understand this, you begin to see the world differently. You no longer ask, what if I fail? You begin to ask, what if I never try? Because the truth is, regret weighs heavier than failure. Failure passes, regret lingers. Every great story you admire, every leader you respect, every innovator who changed the world, they were not fearless, they were bold. They decided that their vision was bigger than their fear. They moved when others stayed still. They dared when others doubted. And history remembers them, because boldness leaves a mark that time cannot erase. But let me tell you something powerful. Your story is still being written, and the pen is in your hands. Every choice you make adds another line, another chapter. The question is, will your story be one of hesitation or one of boldness? Will it be a story of what could have been or of what truly was? Imagine your future self, 10 years from now, looking back at this very moment. What will they say about the choices you made today? Will they thank you for your courage? Or will they wonder why you let fear decide your future? The truth is, nothing changes until you decide to change. Nothing moves until you take the first step. Boldness is the trigger that sets transformation in motion. And once you step into that energy, once you live with that fire, you become unstoppable. Because momentum is born out of action, and boldness fuels that action. You see, boldness is contagious. When you dare to live fully, you inspire others to do the same. Your boldness becomes a mirror in which others see their own potential. And suddenly, you are not just building your life, you are shaping the lives of those around you. Your children, your friends, your colleagues, they will all feel the ripple of your boldness. That is legacy. And legacy, my friend, is not built in a single day. It is forged daily, with every bold step you take, with every decision to rise instead of shrink, with every refusal to let fear decide for you. The future belongs to the bold. The opportunities that others are too afraid to seize are waiting for you. The dreams that seem impossible are waiting for your courage to unlock them. The life you desire is already within your reach, but it demands boldness. So today, choose boldness. Not tomorrow, not someday. Today. Because every day you hesitate, you lose ground. Every day you delay, you allow fear to win. And fear, if left unchecked, will rob you of the life you were meant to live. But boldness will give it back to you. Boldness will open the doors, create the opportunities, and shape the future you deserve. Boldness will make you the author of your destiny, the captain of your ship, the creator of your legacy. So stand tall, take the risk, make the decision. Step forward into the unknown. Live boldly, because the world doesn't need another person hiding in fear. The world needs you, the real you, the bold you. And remember this truth that will echo for the rest of your life. Life rewards the bold, always.